Hello, this is Victor at RestoreYourMercedes.com. This video is for Giorgio in Italy. Unfortunately, today is a very windy and rainy day, so it's going to be sort of a quick video. So, first things first, throttle bodies repaired. Wires were really bad inside, so they were touching all over. So that I did on both units. I cleaned them up to, I don't go crazy invasive, but they look pretty good now. Both potentiometers are nice actually, no cracks or anything, which is rare. Usually they crack and stuff. So first things first, so we're going to put on the ignition. So I'll show you operation of both units. As you can see right now, units are off. Okay, so they're not on at all. So we'll put on the ignition to show you the activation. Put on the ignition. Okay, once you have ignition on, then you can see that both units energize in sync together at the same time. No delays, exact same opening of the throttle plates. So that's basically the idea. And of course you want to hear the buzzing humming noise. Let's see, show you this one. Again, it's kind of windy, I don't know if you can hear it. This was the driver's side unit, and same for the passenger side unit. So you can hear this metallic noise. That's good. That's the way it's supposed to work. Okay, I lubricated gears because they were already getting rusty and stuck. So that's another good thing that was done. And of course, as you can see how I moved the throttle lever, they both activate just fine. Now, they also were on the bench for quite a long time, actually about 16 hours straight. They became hot and everything, so never shut down on me, so that's also a very good test. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start the vehicle to show you that there is no ASR light when the car is running on idle. I can't accelerate it because obviously if I'm going to start accelerating when the car is running with the lever, I can blimp it a couple of times, but I cannot just let it be like this, because right now the engine is, the e-gas module, the throttle controller is in diagnostic mode. It allows me to open and close throttle whatever time I want, but once it's running it needs to see a micro switch signal from the pedal. So if it doesn't see it while it's running, it will go into limp mode. And obviously, because these are not on my intake manifold, we will not be able to accelerate the vehicle. But what is the good test about is that I can actually get this to start the vehicle, so you can see that these units, when they in idle position, they give you no ASR. So let's go start it up. So first thing is start it up. As you can see, the engine is running. Obviously we don't have proper air coming into the engine because throttle bodies are disconnected, the ones that are on the intake manifold. But as you can see, there is no ASR light. It stays off. So throttle bodies, they're also still energized. I will be able to accelerate it like a couple of times. As you can see, I can open and close them briefly, and once I do that, basically accelerated the vehicle, ASR light doesn't come on, so everything is okay. So that I have no problems with. So obviously, if I'm gonna continue doing this, it will go into limp mode, it will set off ASR because it needs to see the switch pedal. And also the throttle linkage here is important because you see how mine is. This is how yours is supposed to be. It's supposed to be sort of loose. So you don't have much tension on the spring here. You see that? The proper adjustment on the throttle cable. It cannot be over tightened. There's an adjustment bolt right here that you can loosen and tighten. So this is about where I find my to be at the perfect sweet spot. See, a little loose, just like that, just like this. So you have to have this spring pretty much loose, not too tight. If you do it, make it too tight, every time you press on the gas pedal, it will go into limp mode. So again, one more time, ignition is on, and with ignition on we have perfect activation. I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to show you a couple of readings coming out the units on my bench test. I just wanted to make this video first. Usually I do it the other way, but because the weather is getting bad and it might rain any minute, I wanted to make this video of throttles connected to the vehicle. Now again, these are my own throttles. As you can see, they're made the same exact way, 3 years running strong, no problems. And also you need to double check on your mass airflow cables, by the way, Giorgio. You see these are mine throttle cables, not throttle cables, mass airflow sensor wires, I'm sorry. They also go bad. So see, this is another one. I didn't do a very good job for my car, unfortunately. See, it broke off, but these are important as well. I mean, I'll fix them one day when I have time, but these are new looms running all the way, separate linkages here. They go all the way down inside the computer box, under the computers. These are important too. They can actually fail, and then your car will not have full power, and it's gonna smell badly, and this bunch of issues can arise from these. All right, so let me pause this video. I'm gonna connect them on the bench and try to show you some readings of this thing when they're on the bench. Okay, so here they are on the bench test. Now, if you notice on the bench test, they don't open all the way because other computers are not connected, just the standalone e-gas module. So they don't open fully, but that's normal on the bench test because the other computers do not communicate with each other. It's a standalone computer. As you saw in the previous video, the car runs just fine and throttles open all the way. So let's get this computer running, see if I can get this thing to show you real quick in terms of the let's see if I can get the FP module just to show you the readings, because it's been off for, you know, for this test. Again, today was a busy day, so I've been running around. So in this particular setup, when they run for many hours, you can actually, let me change that, test cable connection, no multiplexer, go back, engine, we'll try to go here, see if it's gonna communicate and show you some readings. Hopefully it'll load up fairly fast because there's some connections here and there to do. Alright, so let's see actual values, engine speed, potentiometers. Basically what we need to see is we need to see readings changing on both potentiometers. There's two readings that's supposed to be equal. Let's see if it reads it. Okay. Now, okay, so now they got the readings stabilized. So, okay, so we can see when you move them, when you move the lever and throttles open and close, your readings change, but you see they're pretty equal right now. They have to be synchronized so both units work with same exact readings. When you start moving them, readings will change differently, but you want them to be exact. As you can see, the top reading 319, 321, this is pretty good, very close. 3.01, 1.80, these are different readings because they work in opposite directions. It's bizarre, but that's the way it is. Now you do want to have readings R2 potentiometers pretty much equal. This is your plate angle, so the angle has to be exact. So if I try to move it and try to like influence the reading a little bit, as you can see, 2.68 changed its reading a bit. So because I move on the plate mechanically, so it should not be disturbed. It should say whatever readings it has to be set at. So anyway, this is basically where we are. We got both throttles active. Readings are good. It takes a little time before readings start showing, as you can see that. So that is very nice. And let's see if I have any codes in this module. Most likely there will be a couple of codes in there because of other computers missing. So I only have standalone modules here. They're not connected to the rest of the computers, but communications code come up, of course. Idle speed recognition for the engine control module, the module itself and all that stuff. But basically when we clear them, erase the memory. Also, one throttle body was disconnected. It saved the code for the second throttle body for the passenger side. So let me shut down the ignition, so to speak, and then we'll wait for a little bit. Connect it back. Let's read codes right now. Hopefully it will clear. Sometimes you need longer time. Okay, so you see no faults because that's fresh reading, and obviously I can open and close them and whatnot. So in this particular test, if there is any issues with potentiometers, it will pick it up. Okay, so I just open and close them a few times. I'm gonna leave them on the bench overnight anyway, just to have, you know, a little bit longer time on the bench, because they go all the way to Italy, so it's far. We want to make sure that they're 100%. Usually once it passes a test for 10 hours, that's good enough for me. But let's just wait for this to show up, because I also don't have this connected to my e-gas modules. This is fail because I don't have, you know, it's a bench test. It's not a real test. So it's just like to show the readings to make sure everything works. So what we have here, let's see, is it open or what? All right. So basically, and I have fail over here for the communication. ASR module, ignition module, LH module, only transmitting the communication only goes to the throttle body control module. As you see, that's good. The other ones failed, so therefore we will never have this open all the way on the bench like that without having any other computers connected. But what I wanted to show is again the fault memory. So when these units are energized, if something it doesn't like, it will show you some codes, but no codes are stored. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up. This has been a long video. I'm gonna leave them on the bench. Just gonna connect my little actuator over here. So let it just open and close, warm them up a little bit. Slow speed, you don't want it too high. So that's how they open and close. They're gonna sit on the bench like this for quite a long time, for another few hours for sure. And then I'm gonna measure the weight and kind of calculate the shipping cost. Okay, so this would be all. This is Victor at RestoreYourMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.